Hello, my name is Joe from Pre-War Dreams. Welcome to episode 25. I guess in the pantheon here, it's my silver episode. And as always, I start out yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So today I wanted to do a video. It's been about a month since I did my last video. And I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I'm going to do a pickup video. That's going to be towards the end. But there's a story behind those pickups that I want to kind of talk about here, and just be real. Um, you know, my channel name Pre-War Dreams. I am kind of a minimalist collector, and I spend very wisely, and I try to spend very carefully in the hobby. And I saw two videos this month that changed me a little bit, I guess. So I want to go back at the beginning of January. Orlando from A Collector's Dream, I believe it was January 6th, did a video of him on his walk. And he talked about building your museum, and your collection is your museum. And you should base that museum on loves and wants, that less is more. And you want to differentiate yourself from other collections and other museum pieces. And you want to have rare items. Now, I don't have any rare items today, but that resonated with me a lot. And then about a week and a half later, maybe 2 weeks later, Greg from Midlife Cards did a video and talking about buying cards you can't afford, and how people want cards and they're trying to build their collections, but right now it's just not in the budget for them, which is something that I struggle with and I can relate to and I get. And it was right around that same time that I had a conversation with three of my friends in a text chain. Jeff, a fine card collector. Jay, average vintage cards, and my buddy Tim, who does not have a channel, but we're all meeting in Independence in April, going to the show. And we started talking back and forth about different stuff and different pickups and different ideas and what we were thinking about for Independence and what we're going to be after. And after that conversation, I kind of text Tim on the side, and Tim and I kind of just started talking and started bouncing ideas off of Tim. It's something that Tim's a great friend, and he's great to do that with. As far as he shoots me straight, and he'll give you his honest opinion. And we started talking about some different things, but one of the things we kept talking about was how there's cards that we want, but we can't justify the cost. And he and I were both talking about that. And while we were talking about that, it made me think more and more about that video in January earlier, that a couple of weeks before, that I saw with Orlando, about how you build your museum. Less is more. Base it on love, not wants. And so I started really thinking about that and started thinking about maybe a little bit of a shift. Maybe a shift in focus. And I think that's pretty logical for me, being that I'm a minimalist. I like undervalued things. And I decided to make a shift. Am I totally not going to collect baseball cards? No, absolutely not. But I think that there's something that I want to collect that I have a love for. And so I started kind of small and just picking up a card here and picking up a card there, and realized I was having a lot of fun in the hobby. That I wasn't getting frustrated because I'm $4,500 away from buying a Ty Cobb, or $2,000 away from buying a Mickey Mantle. And I realized that this is something that I wanted to do. And so what I did was I shifted to something that I know very well, something that I tried to do actually when I came out of college, and that's football. When I came out of college, I tried to be an NFL scout. I sent, at that time, CDs and hard drive discs of all of my information to scouting directors in the NFL. I sent stuff to 30 NFL teams, but I've always loved football. And so I started looking at football and making lists of players. And so I spent the last month, as you can see there, starting to focus on football. And so I have some cards here. I'm still waiting for a couple, but just want to do a video and show you kind of what I was picking up. And, hopefully you enjoy it. So I just started thinking about players that I just want to collect. And very similar to my baseball journey, I don't necessarily collect all the players everyone else does. I collect players that mean something to me. So, first player I thought about was this guy, Joe Montana. And that's his second year Topps, which would have been 1982. And then in addition to that, I picked up the In Action card from 1982. So I'm like, okay, I'm off to a good start. Who else can I look at? Well, I have two second-year Montanas. Maybe, I can go back a little bit further. And so I decided to go to 1972 and pick up this beautiful Terry Bradshaw Topps In Action card. I'm a Steeler fan and I'm a Lions fan. I love the Steelers because of defense. I grew up because I didn't like the owner of the Lions, and so I became a Steelers fan because of that. And even though I think the Steelers' last Super Bowl when I was probably 1.5 with Terry Bradshaw, I still have amazing respect for the Steel Curtain and for Bradshaw. So I picked that up. And then I thought about Montana again. I'm like, he's played with a lot of really good players. And, one of those was Hall of Famer Ronnie Lott. And so I picked up 2 of his rookies because they were in a lot. And I thought, well, maybe 2's better than 1. So I picked up those 2 beautiful cards as well. And now I have a rookie Ronnie Lott, which is pretty sweet. And then I just started thinking about other players that I might want to add. Being from Detroit, this was like one of the only guys that I remember my grandfather cheering for that wasn't a Lion. And my buddy Tim actually showed this in our chat, and I just went out and bought it, which is the 1982 Topps In Action Walter Payton. Just love that image and thought, that'd be a really cool card to have. So I picked that up. Now, I've shown in my other videos that I do have a Joe Namath. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to... I love that 69 Topps. And I thought, you know, it would be really cool to maybe get another 69 Topps. And so I went and bought the 69 Topps of Lance Allworth, great Hall of Fame wide receiver. And I love these 69 Topps. I know the chipping sometimes is bad on them. There's a little mark there, but other than that, this is a really nice and clean card. And so I picked up the Lance Allworth. And then going back to my Steelers, I had to have another representative, so I picked up the 82 in action of Franco Harris. Great running back, Hall of Fame running back. And as you see, I'm going back to these themes of Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. And so I picked that up. And then I thought, you know, running back wise, there's another Hall of Famer that maybe I need to get. And so I picked up this 1980 Tony Dorsett, who was a great running back. And I remember watching Tony Dorsett. And then I went back to the well again. I said, well, if I got Franco and I got Terry Bradshaw, you know what? I need a couple of other Steelers. So I went out and bought this 1981 Mean Joe Green. Again, Hall of Famer. And then I thought, you know, I have to get one of his Steel Curtain buddies. So I picked up this 1978 Hall of Famer Jack Ham card. One of the first games I remember watching as a kid was back in 1981, so it would have been 82 playoffs. And this guy was just, I remember him just slinging the ball over to Kellen Winslow. And this is the 1979 Dan Fouts. Great quarterback. And then I started getting curious, and I thought, well, maybe I need to pick up another card, you know, of another Hall of Famer. But this card kept coming back to me and looking at me. So in addition to the two Ronnie Lott rookies, I picked up his 82 Topps in action rookie card. And then I thought, you know, maybe I need to go back a little bit further, though, and get something that's really special. And so I decided I really liked 54 Bowman, and so I went back and saw this, and I thought, you know, I'm going to get this. So this is a 1954 Elroy Hirsch. It was part of the great Rams teams with Norm Van Brocklin. Elroy Hirsch is a great story. Elroy Hirsch went to the University of Wisconsin, and then after that went to the University of Michigan. The reason why he went to the University of Michigan was because they had an ROTC program. And after playing at Michigan, he served in the military. And after that, he came out. He had a great career with the Rams, Hall of Fame career. And then after his career, he became the general manager of the Rams. And as general manager, he might have picked a couple of other Hall of Famers. One guy named Merlin Olsen, another guy named Dave Deacon Jones. And after he was GM, he decided that he wanted to give back again, so he went and became the athletic director at the University of Wisconsin. This guy has a great story, and I just thought, you know, this is just a really cool card. I wanted to have this in my collection. And then I thought, you know, maybe I could go get another card of another great that I kind of showed a little bit earlier. And, you know, I'm not always a rookie guy. I just like the look of cards. And this to me is, besides that one of him jumping, this is his best card. And so I picked up this 1980 Topps Walter Payton. Just love the blue. I love the colors in it. I love the fact that they're kind of, it looks like in practice. And I think, I can't be sure, but I think this was taken at the Pontiac Silverdome during a Lions game. So I got that Walter Payton. So that's kind of the start of kind of what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to really try to focus again on football. I kind of made a little list here, my chicken scratch. But I think football is the way I'm going to kind of go with my collection. It's something that is way more affordable to me. I feel more comfortable with it. And to be honest with you, I can just get the best bang for my buck with it. So I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you got to see some nice cards. And again, this is Joe from Pre-War Dreams. Take care.